If you need alcohol for something to be fun, then typically it wasn't ever fun to begin with. Really, the first step is curiosity, just starting to pay a little bit more attention. When are the regular times that I drink? Do I even ask myself, what does my body want in this moment? Sometimes I know a lot of people will drink in the evening to kind of give themselves a little boost to kind of get through. It's like, no, but the body kind of just maybe wants a nap or to go to bed or to have a bath or whatever. And so it's giving yourself permission to seek a new way, right? To find new answers that maybe you weren't giving yourself before. So it's just taking a wider perspective. So alcohol kind of gives us tunnel vision. And it's kind of like, just taking that aerial view of like, what's really happening here. And I would say that is really the first step. Even going out with friends or hanging out with people in the evening and seeing, how does the alcohol really change the circumstances? If you need alcohol for something to be fun, then typically it wasn't ever fun to begin with. And because the circumstances of the reasons that we do things are typically because of it's an event. There's people that we're spending time with and, and if you're kind of buffering, which is using it because it was a long, stressful day and you just think you want to take the edge off, well, why aren't you willing to feel that on your own? Just as a question, without judgment, and what would happen if I let an emotion go from the beginning all the way to the end and I just experienced it? Because emotions are our birthright. And we're seeing this as a paradigm shift also, that emotions are experiences to have and not something to be shameful of or to hide from or try to override. And they are there to very clearly give us answers to, to things in our lives, and looking at them as portals for possibility rather than problems is really what I would say. So, curiosity, compassion, just kind of start questioning stuff from a neutral perspective, really put alcohol into neutral, not that it's this thing that's like the best part of your life or the worst part of your life or whatever. Just know like it's there. You have a habit. It's a relationship that maybe there's like something you want to change about it, and really getting curious. And sometimes some of the things fall off. It's like, do I really need this every day? I mean, if it's just, a glass of wine every night, do I really need this? And what's possible if I didn't do this and I offered myself the opportunity to, not cook dinner and go take a bath? We kind of, especially as women, and I have to say this, we have this major unsolicited to-do lists. Like if I don't do it, no one else will, but no one else cares except you, right?
So true.
So it's like, one of the things like I stopped doing was thinking that dinner was something that we had to do in our house. And like Emmett doesn't care about food. He's 5. And sometimes it's like, just grab whatever. It takes up so much of our time in the evening. Everyone's tired. It's like, you know what? That doesn't have to be the story at all. I mean, I don't eat by the clock anyway. So I changed that and I started using that time. Emmett went to bed earlier, and then I started using that time for other things. And I think women especially, it's one of the things you need to do is give yourself permission for there to be room for another way. I mean, there's no right way to live life. And just exploring options. And sometimes you will find like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to say no to that person or that thing for a really long time. And alcohol is kind of the thing that keeps bringing you back. And, I didn't change my people and my places and that whole story, but there were things that naturally fell away because I wasn't drinking anymore, that I was like, yeah, that just doesn't fall in line with the shift in the whole story of my life, not because of alcohol, but it was just something that I just have no interest in anymore. And so yeah, curiosity, compassion, just like getting like, questioning why, how do I feel? How is this actually making me feel in my body? Do I really like it? A lot of times people will drink because of excitement. And it's like, oh, I don't drink when I'm sad. I only drink when I'm happy. But that is still an emotion that what if that emotion of achievement, right? We celebrate with a glass of champagne, but if you really think about, well, what is that champagne actually doing? Well, it's kind of putting a little haze over the excitement that I was feeling. And as we grow and mature, it's kind of like there's no real reward. The achievement itself is the reward, the thing that you did, right? And so when we look at alcohol as kind of the reward, it keeps us in that loop also, and that can be a little bit hard to break too. So it's just cognitive behavior, it's just cognitive conditioning. Nothing else has gone wrong. The thing is that alcohol has a concentrated reward with the chemicals in the body. So even if you have one drink, the brain responds in a really, it kind of hooks. So it has a really strong response. And those are the things that I would say to start with. And, even just journaling, because when we have a strong habit, whatever it is all of that conversation and that processing is happening in the shadows of the mind, and it's unconscious. We just do it because it's habitual. But when you can write it down or say it out loud, we bring it to the light. So even if you say an emotion out loud, I'm feeling stressed and I feel it, a tightness in my chest. Well, now we've just stepped out of the story that was creating that stress, and we've stepped into the sensation of the body. And now we can it actually loses so much power right then and there just by that one thing. Because when something is in the shadows and unconscious, that's how it kind of festers and gains more and more momentum. So bringing it out into the light and starting to examine it is the best way to continue to just generate more evidence to the contrary that, you need alcohol to have fun. And just giving yourself permission to have fun doing something different. Because when we only focus on one thing, we miss so many other opportunities